All things being equal, this is what I think Bitcoin's price would be if the United States had at least one spot Bitcoin ETF. How did I get here? Well, let's dive in. First thing I wanted to do was set a pretty wide range and then narrow down from there, so I set two goalposts. The question I want to ask is how much Bitcoin or how many billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin would be removed from circulation with a spot Bitcoin ETF? Here are my two goalposts. Goalpost number one, the Purpose Bitcoin ETF in Canada. This ETF currently holds 27,780 Bitcoin. I'm going to make an assumption that I think is very safe, that a spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States would end up acquiring much more Bitcoin than the Purpose Bitcoin ETF in Canada. Goalpost number two, there are currently 35 gold Bitcoin ETFs in the United States, and those ETFs currently have $115.41 billion worth of assets under management. I'm also making an assumption with this one that a spot Bitcoin ETF wouldn't get anywhere near that $115 billion mark. These are the initial goalposts, somewhere between $833 million and $115 billion. Let's see how we can narrow that down. Let's start with a comparison to gold. Bitcoin's current market cap is 4.61% the size of gold's market cap. If Bitcoin ETFs in the United States drew in 4.61% of what gold ETFs have drawn in, that would give us $5.32 billion worth of assets under management, which at today's prices would equate to a little more than 177,000 Bitcoin removed from the system. Let's move on to the Purpose Bitcoin ETF in Canada. The United States stock market is 11.6 times larger than the stock market in Canada. All things being equal, that means that a United States Bitcoin ETF would accumulate 323,000 Bitcoin, or $9.69 billion worth of Bitcoin. So this is a very loosely held range, somewhere between $5.32 billion and $9.69 billion would be invested into a spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States. For the sake of simplicity, let's stay on the more conservative end and let's round this up to $5.5 billion. Let me dispel a common myth real quick. This does not simply add $5.5 billion to Bitcoin's market cap. It does something much more dramatic than that. Back when Bitcoin's supply was about that illiquid, right about there, it was estimated that one single $93 million investment would increase Bitcoin's price by 1%. As of today, the supply is a little bit more illiquid, but let's just stick with that $93 million mark. That means that $5.5 billion invested would equate to 59 1% increases. And please note, that's not a 59% increase. That is 59 individual 1% increases, which is more than 59%. And 59 1% increases from a price of $30,000 leads us right here.